about where I'm staying and everything. But, you know, that gave me this odd confidence. But there's also those days where I watch a homeless dude on his bicycle go by and I'm like, I am one breakdown of this vehicle away from you.
I will have to eat you and take your bike.
Yeah. So that happened, you know, on and off for 3 years, moving around the country. People would give me places to stay. Maybe I'd be running their social media here, creating a funnel there, picking up after their dog shit, you know.
Odd jobs.
And people are like literally thinking I'm on drugs because I'm running like 3Ks every day to mentally stay sane and working out constantly. And people are like, you had a great job pipe welding. What are you doing? I had people give me, it's funny, at bars, if I would like come back home for like a holidays, they would be giving me like interventions at the bar. Like, listen, man, what are you doing? You know?
I swear I'm not homeless, guys. Come
on. Well, no, I would tell them. I ended up starting posting about it. And I was like, listen, Gary Vee had a quote, like, let history prove itself. Either you right or you wrong, but let history, like, trust the process, basically.
Yeah.
You know, years down the road, those same guys were having yacht parties on my birthday and jumping off yachts and stuff. And they're like, yo, you were the leader in breaking out of this.
Yeah.
You know, but I was doing that consistently. And the big aha moment was contracts on and off. You're picking up work. You're trying to prove concept that you even can do this shit.
Yeah.
And to yourself, to others. And I picked up that contract with my first big client, and then he went on Grant Cardone. And when we started running ads, this is like a number that is absolutely insane, but we were having like 1,000+ times return on our ad spend.
Yeah,
it was insane. So much lessons learned throughout it as well, because a buddy hired me. I didn't want to be the friend that was just tagging along on somebody else's success. I was like, I see your success, and he didn't hire us for a while.
right.
You know, we had to really push for
You
it.
want to prove your worth. You want to do
Exactly.
better. Yeah.
And that's a lesson to everybody.
You made a good choice hiring me.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm not just going to be the friend that's like scraping your money.
Right.
So we just absolutely blow it up. I'm talking, we're spending less than $5,000 in ad spend a month, making, you know, anywhere from like 400,000 was a really terrible month. 800,000 was a top month, like, and we're hardly spending anything on ads.
Yeah.
It's blue ocean.
Yeah.
We got great advertising shots with Grant Cardone and him talking about it on a podcast. We're directly able to hit Grant Cardone's audience through the back end of Ads Manager. It was insane.
Are you still living on the beach at this time, or what at this point you make your first 400 grand? What are you doing?
Oh, so I'm in a place in Sarasota, Florida. So I'm in there, and to be honest, the first big aha moment that I was proving concept was when I was able to not live under somebody else's house.
Yeah.
I was so excited to just have a townhome with one of my buddies.
Running water, hot water.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there like,
you're not showered in the ocean anymore.
Yeah. Well, so it was always like, I always had a gym membership, so I was always solid.
Dude, I've been there. Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm not going to save me some
country, I just have anytime.
Exactly.
I owned a gym at one point. I still kept my Anytime Fitness membership.
Yeah.
So when I travel, it's always a shower.
The shower,
always.
yep. Or 24-hour fitness or whatever it was, right?
I can live here. I have a gym membership. So, you know what I mean? Like, I could always make it work at the gym.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's like when people say like, oh, it must be nice, you have excuse. I'm like, you have no fucking idea what people, the circle, the network I have, they almost always have these crazy stories of risks they took, and you're too much of a pussy to read a book. Fuck you.
Dude, it's funny. In the last podcast today we filmed, actually, we talked about that. And so many people that look at what I've done and say, hey, man, it's a nice Lambo. How do you do it? I want that. I want that, but I don't want to do... I went from a job, you know what linemen make. We make pretty good. I was making between $250 and $350 a year for a long time.
Yep.
Very established. Top of my game. I threw it all away, and I bet on myself. Started all over in a career where it's commission only. And
was that nerve-wracking?
Yeah, with the family, with the wife and kid, and I love my wife. I'm not kind of shit on her at all, because she had every right not to believe in it.
Yeah.
She had every right to be scared
and get
What
uncomfortable.
the fuck are you doing? We have this beautiful life. Why the fuck is this not enough for you?
Yeah.
And luckily,
you're like, I'm not seeing my kids.
Well, luckily she did like the fact that I did it, but she didn't stop me.
Bingo.
Okay.
Which is a good resistance.
And her not supporting me was kind of like, hey, a chip on my shoulder. All right,
exactly.
Cool. Stack me up against the wall. Cool. So long story short, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you. But when I started over, I expected a 2-year pay cut. I sold some rental property that I had. I created a window of opportunity. So I planned this out.
Right.
I did things that I didn't want to sell those houses. Those houses were set up to be a long-term wealth generation thing. That's my investment. I burned that to the ground to create this opportunity for me to be able to take this risk. I did that and I blew up. It's like, oh, that was my risk moment. I did it and it worked. But if I
burn the boats.
Yeah, dude, look behind you. I'm the sign. Burn the ships. That's the fucking,
there it is.
That's actually was going to be the name of this podcast, but some other nerds already took it. So I fucking took this one. That's a way cooler name anyway. So that was my first pick initially was Burn the Ships podcast, but those other fucking dorks already had it. So I guess, yeah, that was your burn. So your Burn the Ships moment was you saying, all right, call somebody else. I ain't going. Went to Florida. And now you're blowing up with Grant Cardone and all those people. And then how do you make it to Colorado? Or how did you choose Colorado? Are you stuck here? Are you just temporary here? What's that like?
So I was in Florida for years. I've recently moved here.
Okay.
This has been
how's recent? What's recent for you?
Like 8 months.
Okay, cool.
No. It'll just
He's
get
the reason
to a
all
year.
the fucking traffic's backing up on I-25.
100%.
He's the fucking all these people moving to Colorado. I moved to Colorado too. I heard all that shit. So I came here from Chicago and
right on.
And I got here about 2018. And right around there, people are like, man, it's getting busy here. And I'm like, ain't that bad here, you know?
Right,
but
right.
People keep on bitching about it. It cracks me up. So,
well, and so it ended up being one of my buddies, another internet entrepreneur. You know, you don't got to go to an office and things like that. It's a lot of, to be straight up, it's a lot of weird, nerdy people that I now have a respect for and a like for, but they can't be really friends of mine because it's like, you're not hitting the gym with me. You're not doing crazy wild shit.
You're not of me, but I get you. You're cool, but not like me.
Right. And not like some of them are cooler in their own ways type of shit.
It's just not the same.
We're not going to be too close. And, you know, so he was still a wild dude making money online. And I was like, he invited me out for a snowmobile trip. You know, to cut that story, not make it too damn long. I end up snowmobiling. I total a snowmobile.
Nice.
They end up telling me, nope.
Even better.
It was a rental.
Even better.
It gets better. They tell me that the paperwork that I signed, insurance wasn't involved.
Oh shit.
Now that
wasn't me. That was John Doe. I got to go.
Yeah. That client that I hired, he recently, he was getting real cocky. We were trying to break this $800,000 mark and get into the million for like a month in sales. And I'm sitting there and he's like, listen, if you can do it with the same ad spend and you can break $1 million, I'll give you and then my business partner at the time, both $100,000 bonuses. The next 2 months, we hit it both months in a row.
Yep.
Weird how that works.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm coming in. It's not like I'm strapped for cash. So I don't care that I just destroyed this $18,000 sled. I end up
it's a bummer, but okay.
And I feel bad for the girl that owns a business because that's more money out of her pocket.
Yeah, it's lost revenue. Yeah. You need to pay for the sled. It's lost revenue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I pay for the sled. I admit it's my fault. Everything like that. But it wasn't total in the sense that it couldn't be ridden. So I'm like, well, now I have a snowmobile. I'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yep.
You know?
I
end up like falling in love with this dude. It's extremely fun. It's adrenaline junkie fun that I can have in a pretty safe manner. I grew up being active with my body and now I'm working from a computer. So now it's something that I can keep pushing with.
Something to be said for that. Because I built power lines for 17 years. And then I become a fucking paper bitch. That's tough.
It's a weird transition.
It is. And you lose that part of you. It's like, man, I used to fucking work all day long and go to the gym. Like the gym part wasn't, I was conditioned. It's hard. You know, the weather, I was hardened to the weather. Weather didn't bother me. Now it's like, man,
you're soft.
55. It's a little chilly. Maybe we get a hoodie on, you know?
Yep.
But it's weird how you go from a very active work environment to a static work environment.
Which is why mental stuff. When people talk about being an entrepreneur and it's like, oh, these people
go to bed
are teaching
tireder
me.
now. I do. Because stress throughout the day, mental stress is way different than your physical. At work, dude, it was physically tough, but it was easy. It was fucking dog and
you
pony.
get oxygen efficient. Like there's science behind all of this. When I tell blue collar people, I'm like, I hate to tell you, your work is easy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I understand you come home tired, but you get oxygen efficient to this task.
Yep.
You don't get, you can become better problem solver and create different neural pathways.
Your brain when you're thinking harder.
100%.
Right.
And the problems get harder with the more money you make. And it's more stressful. Now, if I have
problems.
6ix9ine talked about it. I don't agree with most of the things he says, but he's like, man, I think I had more fun when we were broke trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because now it's all of a sudden, it's like, if I make a mistake, I lose millions.
Yep.
I don't just
people are also
not eat
dependent
for the
on me,
day.
too. Yeah. People, not eating for days, but whatever. I've told people, one of the things I told, and it's like not official financial advice, but they were asking me like, man, I'm fucking broke, but like, I really want to, how do I get started? I'm like, dude, don't eat 1 day a week. So what's that add up to for a month?
Yep.
$100 for the month right there. Invest that $100. 1 day a week ain't going to kill you. It's probably healthy for you. Intermittent fast for 1 day a week.
Yep.
And then how much money will you save? I'm like, oh, that's fucking good. That's good. I'm like, yeah, it's math, So that's kind of funny.
No, most definitely. The excuses things, I'm not the person to come to. And I struggle with that with my girl now.
I still do because my wife wants to vent about things, and I instantly go to problem solving.
Do you want a solution or do you want to vent?
Yeah, and I have to stop myself, and I literally will say, "Hey, before you said three words. Hold on, is this a problem solving conversation or a venting conversation? Because I need to know because my brain's not gonna. I need to pick a lane here.
Yeah,
and I've gotten better at that, but it's before I never even knew that was a thing. I just went first into problem solving. And then for years I did that shit, not even thinking it was a fucking thing. And now it's like, oh, hold on, you just want to vent, fine, because it'll wear me out. Like, bitch, I'm fucking trying to I'm trying to solve all these fucking problems. Like, do you want me to? And then she wouldn't do it. I'm like, you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yep.
We're not wasting time. You just want to vent. Okay, got it.
Which is how a lot of people
process. But she's the only person I give that to. Anybody else?
Yep.
Don't want to hear it. I will give you a solution. Otherwise, dude, you get 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Tops.
Well, and the emotional intelligence.
You better speak fast.
Yeah. The emotional intelligence part of today's world and society, to be honest, if we do another podcast, is a whole different topic that I like to talk about because I struggled with it for so long. And it's one of the biggest things that when I talk to people that are much older than me, that they're still seeking advice on.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, you can't
people
treat
30s,
your relationship
40s
like that.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Yeah, but they might not have ever had to become emotionally intelligent.
It's environment.
Yeah.
Or the people around, or the people that they surround themselves with, or the people that brought them up. Their parenting. Dude, parenting is such a big thing these days of it
has me nervous to have a kid. I realize how fucked up I am from it.
Well, you care enough that I think you'll be fine. It's when you don't care enough to notice. When you care about being a good human, you're going to be a good human. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to be uber conscious. I really care about that stuff. And it's like, me just caring takes care of it. Because now it's like, okay, I'm not going to go out of, making sure someone trusts me, especially with money. It's like, I go out of my way. It's like, that is what matters. The rest of it takes care of itself. You're going to have fuck ups. You're going to be a bad parent one day, a good parent the next day. But overall, you giving a shit is, I have 3 kids.
Nice little head start.
I have 3 kids. So I'm uber conscious of that, right? And I can be better in a lot of aspects. But because I give a shit, I know I'm not bad.
Yeah.
You always, just worrying about being bad is making me not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a big difference. So, yeah, we need more big fuckers like you in the world. All those short guys are going to be taking over soon. So you guys are breeding some Viking babies,
Damn straight.
Before we wrap this up, man, is there anything else you want to talk about or anything we didn't get to? Drove all this way. I'll make sure you got, said what you wanted to say. I think this is really good so far.
Yeah, most definitely. I think one of the things I do want to leave with saying is a lot of people, they get stuck in traps. Whether it's a white collar trap, whether it's a blue collar trap, or anything in between. And the realization that you're in that trap is the biggest problem. And you want okay, congratulations, Cody. Thanks for letting me know. I'm fucking in a problem. But what if I don't know it yet and it's coming up? Right. And that really comes down to one of the biggest aha moments for me was I had a mentor of mine that was very successful. And he ended up telling me, at a certain point, he said, listen, you're a pipe welder. Congratulations. Do you want to go back to that? And I'm like, I'm trying to decide. I'm stuck in this, want to be an entrepreneur. Maybe it's starting a welding shop, whatever it may be. And he goes, and I'm at the top, I'm pipe welding. He's like, well, how much does your foreman make? I go ask my foreman. He's like, you make more than me. And I'm like, fuck.
So what's my next step? Right.
What's my next step? So I sit there and I go, oh shit. And I go back to my mentor. Hey, he said this. That has me freaked out. What the fuck? What's my answer? And he's like, I don't have an answer. I got another question. What's their life like?
Yeah.
That was the first person that ever made me think this whole 5 steps ahead type of mentality.
Yeah.
And what it caused me, he goes, go back to that person. I don't care if you got to buy him a beer. I don't care if you got to buy him dinner. Take him out. Don't sit there and be like, oh, how's his life? He is going to potentially.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If you just ask somebody as you're casually talking at work.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I love it.
They are going, and it's a human nature to sit there and give yourself a reason to think that you've not done things wrong. Right.
Yeah. Well, look at us both. You're in the hospital. I'm good, man.
Exactly.
I'm like, no, I'm good, boss. I'm
Yeah.
good. I might have a heart attack. You're right. I don't got mine. I'm going to go back to work, right? Yeah, we have a really good way of telling ourselves we're good.
Exactly. So you don't even ask them that question. You go in and you start going, what do you want your ideal life to be? And then just start talking to them about their life. When they get off work, are they drinking consistently?
Oh, yeah.
And then as you're talking to them and you're having dinner, they got a broken marriage or they're not happy with how much they're not seeing their kids. Once I had that conversation, it was a big epiphany moment that was an industry that I had to get out of. That lifestyle of working your ass off. I'm not going to be able to see my kids.
Yeah, it's we brag about the wrong things, right?
Yeah.
When you're in that world, you brag about the hours and you brag about the money you're making. You don't ever brag about how good of a relationship you got. You never brag about how good you got with your kids. It's pretty rough. And that's a very big moment in my life too. Like, fuck.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically what I wanted to say that is like, look ahead. Look ahead and really see if like what you're pushing for is what you want. Pay for those dinners. Sometimes, everyone always asks me now wanting to buy me dinner. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But when you're in a certain situation, try to find a connection with somebody ahead of you. Make sure that that's what you want.
Yeah.
And talk to other people as well, because you're going to get caught in a trap that you realize you don't even want to be in, but you're lost in the next goal. And then you end up stuck and potentially with kids and a wife. And now it's harder
to leave,
to make that pivot. So that's kind of where I'm at, what I want to leave people with as well. Definitely appreciate you having me.
It's awesome. Yeah.
It's cool that seeing that you were so close the other day and you're like, yo, come over for a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was cool because we follow each other on social media, which is a cool whole new thing for me anyway. Right. Like I'm pretty active on there now.
Yeah.
But 6 months ago I wasn't, I'm trying to build.
I recently started seeing your content pop off. So I knew I had to follow you.
Yeah. So I'm starting to do more and more. And it's all intentional, but
yeah,
it's leading to these other opportunities. Right. And it's basically working how I designed it to work, not trying to show off or trying to be flashy or I'm not this different person. I'm using this platform to
amplify,
get myself out there and to help more people. So this has been awesome. So, well, cool. Well, Cody, thanks for coming. I appreciate you. We'll have you on another time too.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Peace.